For those of you that own ICP, or maybe you're considering it, I'm going to talk about a specific project that's built upon ICP. So another way to help support ICP is getting involved in utilizing some of the projects that they have. So whether you want to utilize this one or not, I think this one's a big deal. I like this one a lot. It's the Gold DAO. Now, how did I come across it? You may have seen in previous videos. If you go to the ICP network nervous system, under Launchpad, you can see the various projects. I'm actually going to do a video I'm working on where I go through all of them and break them down by category. But today we're going to focus on, the Gold DAO. What is it? Why should you care? Well, here's why. If you're like me, or like a lot of people, especially as they get older, they tend to diversify their investments. So you may have stocks, you may have treasuries, you may have bonds, you may have certificates of deposit, you may have, of course, crypto, and things like commodities, particularly gold, because it's considered an inflation hedge. Since the beginning of the year, here's a gold chart. The beginning of 2024, around here, was around $2,000. Recently hit a high around 2,800. It's around 2,600. That's a nice run. $600, $700, $800 on 2,000. So people will hold gold because inflation over time devalues the dollar, and the dollar loses its value. That's why it's always best to hold assets instead of holding currency. Other countries will tell you that. They'll scream it from the mountaintops, those that have really high inflation. And recently, we in the US, I should say, have had bad inflation as well, and I think it's been going on globally. So I've always held gold, and there's various ways you can get involved and buy it. So you can see that gold has done well. Now, I also have another channel. I'll put a link to it down below where I help people get out of debt, credit card debt, that sort of thing. But on the other part of what I do on that channel, I help people maintain the value of their wealth by showing them that they can diversify. And every week I do a show where I've been tracking the price of like the Dow Jones, the S&P 500, of course, crypto, and things like gold and silver, saying, look, what the rich do is they hold assets because assets go up in value. They don't hold dollars or currency because it goes down in value. Sure, you want to have an emergency fund to make sure you've got money for your basic expenses, but most of the time you keep your money, so to speak, in assets because that's what goes up in value. Case in point, you may or may not be familiar, but most extremely wealthy people will not, even though they have hundreds of millions of dollars, they'll get a loan for their home. Why? Because they'll get a loan against their assets. They want to keep, for example, their stock because they think the stock will keep going up, and they take a loan in dollars. Just like what I talk about on my channel and in my school community about debanking, where I'm holding assets like Ethereum and Bitcoin and using it as collateral and taking stablecoin loans. Okay, that's a whole strategy on how you can hold your assets while they grow and just take what you need in the form of currency. All right, so now let's take a look at inflation, and then we'll get into this project. Inflation over the last year, this is what the media will show you. Not so bad month to month, 2.4, 2.9, 3.3. Yeah, well, let's look at the 5-year. Inflation back here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of this inflation hasn't gone away. You're very familiar with that. You go to the store, your groceries are more expensive, your gas is more expensive, everything's more expensive, cars are more expensive, real estate's more expensive. Because this inflation, those inflationary numbers have been built into our prices and they haven't gone away. They'd have to go down significantly, 0 or less, to wipe this out. So people will buy things like gold. Now, let's get back into the fact that there's a Gold DAO project on ICP. So maybe you want to move some of your gold holdings to tokens, and let's see how this one works. Now, if you're not familiar with buying and selling gold, essentially there's 3 ways to do it. What I would call the hardest way. And they each have their different values. And that is you go buy physical gold. You go buy an ounce of gold. You can go to a gold dealer. Here in the US, we have a Costco where you can actually buy an ounce of gold every now and then. You can buy it in grams, whatever it may be. You buy the physical gold, and you're holding it. So you actually have it and put it in a vault, put it in your house, wherever it may be. But when you want to sell it, of course, you have to go back and sell that. What's called the spot price is the current price of gold. You'll see it on television when they say what's gold at, they quote it per ounce. That's the spot price. Typically, when you resell it, you're not going to get spot price and there'll be some transaction fees. Anyway, unless it goes up fairly substantially, it might just be a wash for you. But over time, you can hold that physical gold. All right. Second way to do it. And this is one that I've been doing for a while here. There are services such as Vaulted. And what they do is, let's say you hook it up to your bank account. You can send money. You can put it on a recurring purchase every month, every 2 weeks, whatever. You buy a certain amount of gold, dollar cost average gold over a long time. They hold the physical gold on your behalf. This is about very similar to what we're going to talk about. That's why I'm pointing it out. You don't hold the physical gold, but there is physical gold when you log in for however much you've bought. They'll show you how much of a bar you have, and they'll give you the serial number of the bar and where it's sitting. It's either some gold and silver. I think it's either Canada or Switzerland where they're holding these various gold and silver on your behalf. And then you can sell it, of course. There are transaction fees. They're not that high. And what is interesting is at any point in time, you can have them send you your physical gold and silver, and their fees to sending it to you as well. That's the second way. So that's kind of a hybrid between going and buying physical gold and what I'm about to talk about, which is ETFs. Log in your broker, buy an ETF, a spot gold ETF, because what they do is they buy the underlying asset, just like you're probably familiar with the Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs. Okay, those are the three ways to buy gold. Now there's a fourth way. So the Gold DAO is the GLD token, as we saw here, GLD the gold governance token that you can purchase. This whole project built on ICP. There's three, but this one, the USDG, is not out yet. We're going to talk about these two, and it's very interesting. If you want to actually do this, I'm going to explain it. They have a GLD gold NFT. Own physical 999.9% gold bars. It's held and stored in Switzerland. Then there's the GLDT, which is a gold token that provides liquidity and flexibility. So let's talk about these. And most importantly, we're going to talk about how do you sell them? Because it drives me crazy when everyone wants to sell you something, but when you want to sell it back, it's impossible. Not in this case. So the gold NFTs, non-fungible token, right? So everyone is different. It's different because the NFT represents physical gold. This is fascinating. You can go to the BITY site, check it out here. There it is, 1 gold bullion bar, 1 gram, 10 grams, 100 gram, and they tell you the current price. Here it is in US dollars, here it is in ICP. You click to buy, you go through the process, and you're going to purchase it. So with gold NFTs, here's what it says. Lifetime gold ownership, 0 storage fee. Okay, this is a big deal. Why? Because, for example, on Vaulted, I have to pay an annual maintenance fee to have them hold my gold. So I have to pay some transaction fees when I purchase it, and I have to pay transaction fees when I sell it, and I have to pay an annual fee every year for them to store it, which kind of makes sense. It's like you get a storage facility, you throw a bunch of furniture in there, and you pay every month until you have the furniture brought back to you. Same thing. But this is lifetime gold ownership, 0 storage fee. So you're actually getting an NFT, which is representing that gold. And it gets better because they use another project on ICP. All right. Why choose BITY Gold? And I'm going to throw up here. Actually, I'll do it right now. You'll see the Chat GPT prompt that I put in. And it shows here are various tokens that have, and how much, generally speaking, if this is correct, how much total value locked they have. You'll see a Tether Gold one, a Paxos Gold. It goes down here, and at the very bottom, because these are a little small at the moment, but they're like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pretty close. The gold NFTs around 5 million value locked, and the GLDT's 15. I think these numbers are going to go astronomical, especially GLDT. We're going to go through a couple of these fact things that are worth reviewing. A gold NFT is a proof of ownership of a physical gold bar that is built using blockchain technology. Each of the gold NFT refers to a unique and one-of-a-kind link to a physical gold bar produced from Metalore and stored in Switzerland. And it's 999.9%. In other words, why do you buy 999.9? You want it to be just pure gold. You just want a bar because that's how you're going to get the closest price to spot. You go buy some jewelry, well, they've manipulated the gold, so you're going to pay extra for that. You're not getting near spot. You want to use it for investment purposes, you're going to get one of these that's 999.9. It's just a chunk of gold. Here's what I like. If you're not familiar, there's another project which I think is fascinating for many reasons. I really like it. It's called ORIGYN. ORIGYN, right here on ICP, and essentially allows you to track ownership. And it can be of anything. So we're talking about real world assets here. And I'm big into real world assets. I believe this is going to be a huge part of crypto. So they use the ORIGYN digital certificate. So if you do this, not only are you supporting ICP through the use of the Gold DAO, but also through the fact that they're partnered with ORIGYN. It's a type of NFT that proves the authenticity, identity, and ownership of valuable objects, stores the data permanently on the blockchain. My goodness, I mean, we've talked about this before, but you can now associate it to anything. Think about artwork. Oh my goodness, the whole art world, sculptures, you name it. They can all have an ORIGYN certificate, and now you don't have to worry about the provenance. Okay, what else can I do with my gold NFT? Soon, you'll be able to swap it for GLDT. Soon is now. Let's get into a couple quick things, and then we'll talk about GLDT. So what this is this is an NFT. Just like in your wallet, you're not storing crypto, you're storing an NFT, and that NFT represents a gold bar. It's as if you've got a gold, like 10 grams of gold, and then if you want to sell it to someone else, you're selling them that NFT, which represents that gold bar sitting in Switzerland. So what is meant by the legal title of a gold bar? Where can I see it? And what am I receiving as proof of purchase? Essentially, by purchasing a gold NFT, you are purchasing the ownership of the underlying gold bar. Of course, right? That's the whole idea with RWA, real world assets. You will receive your purchased gold NFT in your wallet. It will also be visible in the My NFTs page on BITY when your wallet's connected. So it's going to go into your wallet, of course, as an NFT. You come to BITY, you connect, and you'll see it there as well. Why would you do that? Well, let's talk about selling it. We all know how to buy and sell tokens or swap tokens, but NFTs, kind of a different animal. And most people aren't going to buy NFTs at the moment because they're buying an underlying gold asset. They're looking at some kind of a picture of a monkey or whatever. How can I resell my gold NFT? Yes, you'll be able to sell someone your NFT. And you might think, well, that's a high barrier. I don't want to deal with that if I got to sell it. They have an automatic sell function. It says will be added in the future. But for now, you can sell your GLD NFT to them, to BITY, at any time. They guarantee a buyback. The repurchase price will be based on the current spot price minus the 3% commission. The 3% commission is pretty standard. Like I said, if you had physical gold and you went somewhere else, they're going to charge you a commission anyway. But they're going to give you current spot minus 3%. That's incredible. Most places don't give you current spot. They give you a little less and a transaction fee. So now you know you can buy the NFTs representing the physical gold. You can sell the NFTs representing the physical gold. How can I redeem the physical gold? You can actually get the physical gold. Just like when I talked about the service called Vaulted, where I can say, you know what? I bought a couple ounces worth over the last year. Send it to me. I don't want to pay the fees to store it. You might as well send me the bars now. You can do it with them as well. You can redeem it. They tell you how to do it. However, at the moment, they don't mail it to you like Vaulted. You got to get on a plane and go to Zurich, Switzerland. Present the receipt, and they'll give you the physical gold. Okay, that stinks. So the things you can do with it, you can sell it back to BITY, one. You can sell that NFT to someone else. You can go to Switzerland and get the physical gold, or you can turn it into and swap it into GLDT. Let's talk about that. The GLDT token is a digital asset, combines the stability of gold with liquidity of a digital currency. But what's interesting here we go. Determining the price of GLDT. I think this was brilliant. The price is directly correlated with the spot price of physical gold. The market determines the price of gold, of course, which is then used to calculate the value of GLDT. But here you go. Every 100 GLDT equals 1 gram of gold. That's what you need to know. Always. 100 GLDT equals 1 gram of gold. Of course, the price of gold is going to change. It's going to go up and down. But it's going to be calculated because 100 is going to equal 1 gram of gold. You can come here, and they've got a swap app. You go into the swap app. Here it is. And you can take your gold, see it here, your gold NFT, and you can swap it for GLDT. Then You go over to ICP swap, you take your GLDT, and you swap it for something like a stable coin or ICP or whatever you want to swap it into. So to me, that's the route I would probably take. Am I going to try to sell an NFT to someone else? No. Am I going to try to sell the NFT back to BITY? Probably not. Am I going to go to Switzerland? That would be cool, but I'm not going to do that. Although that would be fun. So what am I going to do? I'm probably just going to go ahead and swap it into the GLDT token and then swap it to something else. Now, for the time being, I'm not going to buy the NFT. I'm just going to buy GLDT. I'm just going to get the gold tokens, right? Because now they've got tokens backed by gold. Hey, the US dollar used to be backed by gold, but it's not. That's why we've got ridiculous inflation. You want to help support ICP, not just by buying it, maybe not just by staking it, but you can also interact with a lot of these different projects. This one in particular, you can interact with two of them because they're using the ORIGYN certificates, and you can buy the NFTs or the GLDT, and then soon they're going to have a stable coin collateralized by gold. For all the people who are upset that the dollar is no longer backed by gold, the US dollar, well, stable coins are backed by gold. You saw that there are other coins that are backed by gold. I threw that up on the screen. However, this way you can help support ICP. I hope this was helpful. I hope it explained this project, and I hope it gave you another outlook because, hey, if you're looking to diversify, it's interesting to me that you can diversify your investments by essentially having exposure to gold, yet do it through cryptocurrency. And as always, I hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.